A little, flustered and very nervous indeed. It was like, oh, yes, madam, panty, okay, sure, like that. But still, he's pretty nice. Now, I have a question. When do you think that Rook is going to get kicked out? Maybe a month, maybe a year, but I predict that it's not gonna be over a year. About a year later, he's probably gonna have a note like Antane had that said, something like, I don't know, we had high hopes, but this one has disappointed us, right? Probably that's gonna happen, but I don't know, but probably in a year. Because as Sister Ignatia said, she said, your brother lacks your skills, I'm afraid. It is a pity. We had such high hopes. Already the start of that fateful, really disappointing message. So I think that things are not going to go well. That's for sure. And were you surprised that, how old do you think that Antane is for Sister Ignatia to ask him about marriage? He's a teenager, that's for sure. And since, the Protectorate is less modern, well, yeah, it's magical, but still it's less modern. For example, you can't not say that, well, if you think about it, it's not like people are going to be like, oh yeah, let's get a taxi, right? It's not modern, so I don't know when people will marry. In some cultures, people marry early. Like long ago, some people were married off at 10, 14. Very young. Some people were betrothed to each other. Whatever the case, marriage happened much sooner. For example, my dad, I know people who married over 30. Even though it was common back then for people to marry at 14. I know some people who've even married over 50. I don't know anybody, but I've heard about them. Maybe 50, 40. Yeah, 40. So point is, many people have married, they're fine, right? But so, I don't know, what the average time of, a marriage is. Oh, I wish I had statistics. I love statistics. I love graphing stuff. But anyway, Antane, I don't know. But I think that, Antane did say that he was young, and since he actually lives in that place, he probably is young. Now, do you think that Antane, if you had liked somebody, and this can be not like a relationship, because how Antane likes Ethine. Am I saying that right? Ethine. You can say Ethine or Ethine, but that's pretty much not it. I'm just gonna say Ethine. I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask. I'm pretty sure there's lots of audiobooks on this. So I'm gonna have to listen to the audiobook one day and see, how Ethine, at least to me, was pronounced. Now, let's say that somebody, if you have a special relationship, or your best friend, or just a friend, your friend, or somebody you really like, whatever, maybe it's your best friend. I have a best friend, and if he went away to that tower, it would be pretty terrible. So, how would you have felt if somebody that you had a relationship with, either it was like a friendship or a more special relationship or just a ship? It could be any type of ship. It could be a friendship, or it could be a relationship, or it could be the ship that sails on the oceans like the Titanic, though I doubt that, because the Titanic, for one, that would be a very bad ship to go on because it sank. But well, never mind. I am still going to talk about the book though. So, do you think that that Sister Ignatia, how do you think she feels about the council? Not that well, because she sort of sneers when she says it. Why? Maybe because she thinks that she has more power than the council. Like, she can control them. Yeah, that's true. If she was like, Sisters of the Star, okay, we're getting ready for the greatest takeover in the world. Wah! Okay, so you just need to kill, like, everybody? Well, nah, actually, never mind. I don't know if they're gonna enslave or whatever, but if they want, they could probably get the council, right? If they know assassinate and poison, first of all, they could kill all of the people with poison. Or they could eliminate some with poison, some martial arts to, get them out. Maybe just fighting assassinate, or just with their swords or with their arrows. I don't know what's gonna happen, but they could kill the elders if they wanted to, alright, because they're basically the Elders Guard. And since they're the Elders Guard, there's no other guard to guard the elders from the Elders Guard. I mean, if you thought like that, then it will be an endless paradox. Because then you had to guard the guards who guarded the guards, right? So you would have to guard the guards that guarded the guarded the guards that guarded the guards that guarded the guards that guarded the guards that guarded the elders. Whatever the case, yeah, if they wanted to, they could kill all the elders. So, do you think that maybe Sister Ignatia sort of controls them, like, forcing them to do something or killing them? Not really. I mean, the Grand Elder didn't really seem that stressed out or anything. But why do you think that Anton still really is like traumatized from that experience with the baby? He misses everything, and now he keeps on thinking the baby on the ground, the woman screaming from the rafters. And I'm gonna keep on reading. No matter how hard he tried, he still couldn't get those images out of his mind, or the council's response to his questions. Why must they treat his inquiries with such disdain? Anton had no idea. Well, we know that they thought that there was no witch, so, yeah, they would be a cause for disdain, though they shouldn't have done that. They're not a very good form of government. In a way, I would wish that the Sisters of the Star, captured them. Oh, I was about to say kill. As my mom says, I've watched too many PG-13 movies, and now she's like, okay, Jaden, this is a huge ban. You're banned from all PG-13 movies from now on, all PG. And they have to be animation. Well, they don't have to be animation. But actually, PG movies are pretty good. I recommend Soul, Spirited Away, what else? Oh yeah, Inside Out, Despicable Me, and lots of other movies. Disney movies, Pixar movies, Universal Pictures movies. I like all of them. So I hope that you like them too. Even though I do sort of like Marvel. Well, I've never watched Marvel except for a Spider-Man movie and the start of the first Avengers movie, but still. And yeah, I like Star Wars. I love Lucasfilm, though Indiana Jones was really scary. Okay. Now, do you think that that Sister Ignatia is sort of urging Anton to get out of the council? Because, like, Sister Ignatia was like, to be frank, my dear boy, I was stunned that you would make the decision to join that particular body, and I confess I assumed that it was not your decision at all, but your lovely mother's. right? So yeah, Sister Nadia really does not like the elders. Why? And I have another question. Do you think that that the Sister Nadia sort of disdains Auntie's mother? I can't blame her, right? Auntie's mother is too pushy, in my opinion. Do you think that Auntie should go into carpentry? Because I mean, like, Auntie, he would have been good, and since he's the family of the elder, he'll still get big, awesome privileges. And at the same time, if he was good, he could sell that for money. And if it was popular, then he would get even more money. And then soon enough, he would overrun all the other businesses because he was the elder. He was the elder's family, and everybody knew that disrespecting the elder's family was bad. But even so, if his carpentry was good, it will get popular, he will get money, and you will be much happier than if he was a grand elder with all those secrets in your head and being just so cruel. Because Auntie really isn't the type to be an elder, and Sister Nadia knows this. Okay, then Rook stumbles in and he's like, "Oh, here's the tea and cookies," right? But then he, spilled the tea, dumped the cookies, and I have a question. Do you think that Sister Nadia is going to dismiss Rook in like 5 seconds after this, immediately after Auntie goes? Maybe even before Auntie goes, so that Auntie doesn't have to be called again, but who knows? Well, I guess that Rook needs to pack up, and that would be a long time for Auntie, but then Auntie could just browse through libraries. And now, I have a question. Why do you think that Auntie came in the first place? Well, you can think about it. Let's go back, okay? So let's go back to where Auntie, let's go back. But really, we don't actually really know. But, I don't know. But I think that maybe Auntie wanted to look at that, at the bad woman. Yeah, it feels sort of wrong saying that. And then, or maybe to look at, or to meet, what's the name? What was it? Okay, Effie. I don't know. And then actually, Sister Nadia was like, "Liar," she said, and Auntie hung his head. She gave his knee an affectionate squeeze. "Don't be ashamed, poor thing," she soothed. "Not the only one who wishes to gawk and gape at our resident caged animal. I am considering charging admission." "Oh," Auntie protested. "No, because really, maybe he really was coming to look for Effie. But whatever the case, what did you think about the words resident caged animal? That is a pretty terrible way of describing somebody mad. Even if somebody's mad, they're not an animal. Well, technically, everybody's an animal. But then it wouldn't be called a plant. It couldn't be a plant if it was an animal, right? So it wouldn't be a mutant plant. But if it was sort of like a plant, and all the traits as a plant, just enough traits also to become an animal, it shared all the traits. Well, I do not know what that means, but I think that whatever the case, I don't know. I really have no idea what that would be classified as. Ask the scientist. He'll know. They'll probably say, "Why in the world are you even asking me this question?" Okay, what do you think? Do you think that this mad woman can be cured? Now, Sister Nadia was like, "Oh, sweet Auntie, there's no cure for sorrow." But she was like smiling and she was like, "No, this is the best news in the world." Hey, that's pretty bad, right? I would not expect somebody to be smiling in joy over sorrow, right? Though I think that the mad woman can be cured, maybe by therapy and then maybe by some medicine that will make her calmer, drugs, whatever. And then after that, yeah, we need to get Luna back. Though of course they don't know about Luna, but I think that maybe after Luna and the mad woman combine, things are gonna get better. At least, yeah, it's gonna get at least a little better, right? And why is Sister Nadia so happy about this? And he calls the woman resting caged animal. He's happy that she's sorrowful. We're gonna have to keep these notes, okay? Because we're gonna see why in a few, well, I don't know, in some chapters. And this is a very important part of the book, so pay attention. Now, do you think that the prison cells are, well, how do you imagine them? Well, I think that if they're as harsh as Sister Nadia, who smiles over sorrow and is sort of scary and also disapproving and also sort of creepy and at the same time very insulting to people, calling, a person a crazed animal, even though everybody's an animal, but like crazed, it's just not a good way of talking, right? So I think that this person, I do not know, but I just hope that nothing bad happens, okay? Because Sister Nadia, if she's pretty bad, so I mean she's okay, but not the best. And if so, the cells, like, she's in charge, so the cells must be pretty bad. At least it's gonna be dark and dank. But who knows? Maybe it's not. Just the thought of imprisonment is bad enough. Maybe, yeah. I have no idea what is going to happen, but we're gonna have to find out right now. And now, so why do you think that the person, that the woman, the mad woman, or I'm just gonna call her the woman, why do you think that she cannot have paper? Well, we're gonna have to see. So we learned that the cell was like just paper, all birds. Now, this person is good at origami. I am not. I am terrible at origami. Once I tried to make a crane, in the end, I failed. I was like, ugh. Yeah, I really couldn't do it. It was like impossible. I kept on missing stuff and like, it was really hard. Origami is very hard, in my opinion. I think it's too hard. I really cannot do that. And then, why do you think that paper, like, if paper is that expensive, like today you can get lots of paper, but if paper is this expensive, then why do you think that she has this much paper? The Sisters of the Star are probably not going to give her any because, the sister said that she's not allowed to have paper. Like the really good ones, right? Even if there was paper, cheap paper, this seemed like really good, right? I really do not know. And then Auntie was like, she was wasting it. Have you ever wasted a material, or have you ever seen a person waste material? And if so, what is it and how much did it cost? I have to think about that, but I will tell you once I get the answer. Okay. And do you think that the birds really were beautiful? How beautiful do you think that they were? Well, I think that beauty will trade for the cost of paper. Because if they're beautiful, that means that they're really delicate and beautiful. That means that this is a good job. Not like me, who can barely fold a simple origami frog. Sob. And now, I have a question. Do you think that the woman is really mad? Not mad because she is laughing, but she still can talk. And then she sort of remembers because she's like, you look familiar. And then also she knows good vocabulary. For example, ridicule. That is a pretty high vocabulary for like a mad person. And now why do you think, like, what do you think that the she is here, she's there, she is here means? What do you think that she is? Luna? But that's not possible because the woman doesn't know where Luna is even there. What do you think? I think that maybe the woman is a little mad, but she's not that mad. She's not an animal. She's just a little mad. And even so, maybe Luna is really actually accurate. I mean, that's probably not it because that would involve magic. And I don't know if the woman can do magic. But in any case, I think that the woman isn't mad. I mean, she might be a little crazy, but certainly not like mad, not an animal. And then suddenly, the crazy woman, the birds begin to lift, and then suddenly all the birds crowded onto him, and they were on him. Like the ravens swooped, the hummingbirds came. What in the world was happening? And now, do you think that he's going to survive? Because all the birds are on him. And you know how bad a paper cut is. So how do you think that millions of paper cuts, millions of these bruises are going to hurt? How much? Chapter 14. And we're left at a cliffhanger. What do you think is going to happen? What's the worst injury that you've ever had? How bad is your paper clips? A paper cut. Oh, I hate those things. They're so annoying. I hate them. Worst injury, probably breaking my ankle. I really think that Antane will survive. But maybe not. Maybe he's just going to be silent until he bleeds to death. Maybe so. We do not know. And this might be the end of Antane, okay? But we're gonna keep on going because we are readers, and readers never begin to sob and crumple down once they're in the dumps and they just don't like it, okay? Let's